Hello and welcome. It's been a while since our last recording session, and I'm just working through some of the turns in the back end here while we're increasing our way through this war. But I figured I'd stop, and I don't know why I hit OK to the message. Maybe I can bring it back up. We basically got a newspaper that said it's a world war because Russia also joined the war, which is just hilarious to me. The song is a little bit louder than I wanted it to be. So let's just go to the next one here for a second. Anyway, yeah, so exciting times. We were already beating up on France with Germany and England, and now Russia has joined the same side. I don't know why they said it was a world war as opposed to just being bully time. So let's just look at the map here for a second and put the strength down. You can see that France almost has no strength left here. They have almost no strength in the south coast, and they're just putting all their eggs into the one basket. Russia just joined the war this turn, so I'm sure a lot of their fleet is on, like, reserve fleet, and it'll be coming active. Oh. I love how when you're looking at it like this, you're like, oh, okay. This guy has a fleet. It's half the size of this fleet, and, you know, 2/3 the size of this fleet. And that's pretty mean and unfair, but it's fine. And then you scroll up and you're like, oh, that green line, what's it going? Oh, what's going on? What? Oh my god. Oh my god. It's not even close. It's so much. And then this is us over here. This is our little line. So we would have less than, oh, actually, I guess we have two half lines, really. So we would have less than France, but it is what it is. We also just recently finished our design of Dan the Man. Madman Dan, rather. And if we build a ship, Madman Dan, it's our new battleship. And we can even, can we open up the design on it? 1 second. I'm just clicking some buttons over here on the side. Madman Dan. Just as a refresher, more for myself than anyone, this is the 9 turrets, baby, because of the superposition. Loving it. We can edit the design and make some changes. We could even go up to 15-inch guns, though the weight is just not going to let that happen. So we're kind of just, before starting the production and immediately running out of cash, we're just kind of saving up our money while we finish off, presumably, the Manhattan here. And then just look at the Manhattan. That was our cross-deck fire ship. Just, we want to know how the cross-deck goes. Also, it's running 8 14 inches, so Madman Dan has 9 14 inches. It's a very similar ship. Also, what is this? 14 6-inch guns and 21 knots. So we once again open up Madman Dan. Madman Dan. You can see Madman Dan is not up to 24, which is what I wanted, but up to 23. And it's got an extra gun and a few, like, fewer smaller caliber guns, but we're okay with that. You don't have the next level of this. Anyways, that's just my check-in. I'll start recording again once we hit a battle or something, or another notable event. And we're back. We're just getting into a little cruiser action here. Actually, let's hit run and just see if this is actually going to be a battle. I wasn't sure I was going to... oh, this is one turn. Let's get it to run. I wasn't sure that we were going to do just a cruiser battle, but this is the first time that I'm aware of that we have the Kyle class 1908. I don't even know what year it is right now, but I'm pretty sure it's well beyond 1908. At least we're in the early 10s. But 6-inch guns and 14 4-inch guns. So this is a well-suited ship for killing specifically destroyers. What's squad max? 24 knots. That's pretty healthy. Healthy. We'll just stay at 20 knots here and let it run for a minute while we close distance. Absolutely whack. It says that's a trade ship. That might actually be true. We'll do a squad. It is a merchant ship. Okay, well, we'll speed up right onto it. We'll go in full speed. It's actually, like, surprisingly fast. Like, we should not have a hard time catching it. And yet, here we are. Now, we can go here. And we can say, hold torpedo, hold fire. Let's hold fire for 10 minutes while we get closer to the enemy ship. There's no sense just shooting at it from so far away right now. Like, this is, like, it can't get away. And we're shooting at it again. Let's do another hold for 10 minutes. And, like, you know, what's it gonna do, right? It's, like, in our midst here. And then once this 10-minute grace period is over, boom, boom. What does it have? It does have 6 5-inch guns. So there is, we have been hit. The Kyle has been, they hit us. They actually shot us. They took out one of our cannons. That's unacceptable. I mean, they are getting many more hits, so we're not going to worry too much about it. Let's come up alongside. Oh, and victory is over. So there you go. The maiden voyage of the Kyle was a nice light damage on us from a crappy armored trade ship. Not really one that I think would have been all that worth doing, but France is trying to protect its trade, and it didn't work. Let's leave, though, because I wanted to say that we did get, oh, better research of explosive shells, mechanical fire, AP. Look at all this technology. So we got, oh my lordy, there's so many things happening here, but basically France is still just getting dogpiled on. If we go to our design ship, though, I did want to mention, open up our Madman Dan. We have this ship here, right? Love it. But we actually just recently got technology, you'll never believe it, for another, gotta make sure it's of the same style. Another frickin' turret. I hate where this is placed. That one isn't superimposed, which is what we really want. Also, look at the weight of this gun, because it comes with all of that ammo as well, right? We might have to redesign Madman Dan, because now that we can have 4 centerline turrets, it's hard for me to not go for that as some sort of even aft centerline, like this spot here. It looks really weird. We would move some of the superstructure, but you know, I am. And like, what do? Just do make it a massive ship. Okay, and then reduce it down to 21 knots perhaps, and it's still not even close. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is such a mess. Anyways, basically, I think I'm gonna end this recording here, and what we're gonna do is actually not start. We're still not ready for the construction of this ship, so what we're gonna do is edit the Madman Dan's design once we have a couple more technologies that that make it work for us, because right now we're just wrapping up a couple more ships. The Manhattan is coming in hot, and then we'll be flush with cash, and we can just redesign a whole new ship. Though 4 triples does seem a little excessive, but wouldn't it be amazing? Either way, we'll be back. I keep wanting to say see you next time. See you soon. Hope you enjoyed, but like, I'm trying to stitch these together, so we'll see. All right, we're back. France just capitulated due to all the food shortages and stuff. So we now get to go to a peace deal with 10 value worth of demands, basically. Now, I don't know how to do. I can't look. It feels and come back. So with 10 value, what do we want to grab? We grab a lot of little stuff. But I think we want one of these ones, right? Tonkin, Annam, or Cochin, because these are in Southeast Asia. They're like Vietnam, and they should be within range of other ports. So like Tonkin and Annam, I think, are the ones to go for. But at the same time, we could grab Polynesia, Madagascar, and Djibouti. And then maybe Tonkin is in the right spot. I think Annam is better. Let's try this out. All right. And the Manhattan is online now, which is great. So let's have a peek at the maps. Bam, baby. So we got Djibouti, which I think is here. And Madagascar. Madagascar is kind of just chilling. Let's turn on invasion range as well while we're here. And zoom in a little bit. So what I was hoping for is exactly this. From Djibouti, we are able to threaten the Italians. So we now have another viable opponent, as opposed to only really seeing the Russians as our rival. So like that's good to know, right? Because they have these two ports up here. These ports are a little too far away. And then also because we grabbed Annam, yeah, it would appear that we have both of these ports for that, which means that we are now in range of attacking the Germans and the French again. So now we don't have to rely on peace deals. We can actually do a whole bunch of stuff for us. So we need a bunch of foreign tonnage, which means we need to send ships abroad. Basically, also, since the war's done, Rozzeroni, I'm sorry, but you're going to get scrapped. With less than 5 operational battleships. Alright, I guess we can't get rid of it. We need more battleships. But I don't know what to do about it. So, let's start by doing all reserve. Everything's in reserve. Then all of our light cruisers. Honestly, that's probably too many. Let's just put the Kyles. And I mean, we could even scrap the Rossoronis, but they're so cheap in our fleet. 55 per month. I know that like a battleship is 200, and I was trying to get rid of these. Like literally. But I think that I get more value out of our Ryan Petties because of the fact that they have torpedoes and they're pretty quick than I do out of our Fuso up here. Also, they think the Alex Hill is obsolete, but I mean, like, it's 21 knots. That's not great. There's so many ships out there that are heavier and faster, but 4 11-inch guns isn't too bad, and 14 7-inch guns. I still like this. It's obsolete in that it's only as strong as a cruiser these days, as opposed to an armored cruiser or protected cruiser. But that's fine. They also don't like our Laszlos because they're 2-inch guns. But I mean, hey, they are workhorses of our short range fleet. So I think we have more on foreign stations than we need, so you guys can go to reserve. And that leaves everything okay. Everything is on reserve fleet, except for the derps for some reason. Okay, anything that's active is in Southeast Asia. Move back to Northeast Asia. And then next turn, we're going to put them all on chillin' like a villain. So that is reserve. All right. Now, the reason I didn't end that video right away is because I think that as much as I want to build a battleship, and we do now have incredible technology for it. Like, let's just see what it's saying. You know, this is basically what we were talking about earlier with the double, triple guns. These are 15-inch. Now, the crazy thing is we bought 17-inch guns from the British. If we did this, I think we'd have to go to double turrets. So, I don't know. I don't know. Like 17 is gonna that would punch through stuff. What if we made this a battle cruiser? What would the game say we should do? Oh, interesting. It thinks that a couple of double turrets are interesting. See, I would rather just have triples back here, because the triple on the back is just getting much more value than this double that can only shoot side to side. Don't get me wrong, when we get in a broadside, it's great, but having the superimposed turrets is so good. But all of that to be said is that's not actually what I'm here for. I'm here for a light cruiser. And if we get an auto design on a light cruiser, it's not giving me what I want. Do we not have... We don't have superimposed on our light. Okay. Other nations have much better cruisers than us. But look at this. At least it's center line position with the cannons. But these 6-inch guns... I mean, look. Let's talk about it. 29 knots. Insanely good. A little bit of belt armor. It's just token armor. That's fine. Secondary guns. Yeah, a couple of 3-inch guns. Whatever. The 6-inch guns, pretty good. How does that compare to the Kyle? Right? Which we have on foreign station somewhere up here. So the Kyle has 6-inch guns. But the difference is that the Kyles can only have a broadside of 4. So because they're on either side of the ship as opposed to the center, we still have the same amount of firepower. Now, this is a 6,600 ton ship, and it only goes 24 knots instead of the 29 that the designer was giving us. Sorry, not a battleship. Though that's an interesting build. Superimposed and cross deck. Let's have a quick peek here at a light cruiser. So sometimes it doesn't want to go for the center line design. I think the center line design is actually pretty good. The 5,000 tons. This is like a cheaper cruiser that's able to do everything I want it to do. The only thing that I'd like to add is that aft single tube. Can we aft double tube? I mean, it says that they can only be a single tube, but these are all double, so that's fine by me. I think that this is actually like a good ship. I don't know that we need to get up to 28 knots. That seems like particularly crazy to me. It's like the same speed of our destroyers, but at the same time, I am speed. I am legend. Let's have a peek at the comment section here. And just recently, let's call this the Thread Pacifist, because it's a fun name, Thread Pacifist class, and it's got pacifism. Like, it's gonna be a pacifist. The only thing I'd add is a couple more 3-inch guns, though. I like having a little bit of extra room on it, you know, for extra things. What if, can we, I don't want to give it minesweeping gear, can't give it K-guns, can't give it any of this. We have all this extra weight remaining, and that's after getting 10 small caliber weapons, which I kind of like, actually. What if we made it, we can't make it a long range haul. It's so expensive to make it long. It's like 700, it's like 600 tons or something like that. 3-inch belt armor is actually pretty good. What is the, if I make this just like a 3-inch gun, what is that penetrating? A 3-inch gun penetrates nothing? Okay, a 6-inch gun penetrates 5 inches when you get close. So a 6-inch gun is like pretty nasty, actually. But it looks like adding an extra 1/2 inch of armor could be beneficial. Just, let's say a 9-inch gun. Okay, that's just gonna shred us if it hit. And like anything higher, it's just trivial. So what are we, like, I guess if we're protecting yourself against a 7-inch gun, then having 4 inches of belt would be nice, but I think the speed is better. What if we just made the calibers on our main guns a little bit bigger instead of getting all these secondaries? You know, that's pretty nice, actually. We could even go as high as 8 caliber guns, couldn't we? But I kind of like the small turrets, so let's go for 7-inch guns as a fun little thing. That would make it a armored cruiser. So I think, does that mean 6-inch guns? Oh, baby. Okay. So it wasn't lying about all of these tube mounts. Delete, delete, delete. I was like, it put all of them on it for me, but they weren't any good. So these are all singles. And I guess we'll take the extra knot of speed. I mean, it's nice to have the speed, and we can throw these guns on just to use up the space. And if we do a refit or a redesign, we can haul them off and throw them back on. I think this is pretty good. The fact that we have 3 inches of armor on it is actually like a little bit impressive. The turrets can be beefed up to about 2. Excuse me. And yeah, there we go. So Thread Pacifist, welcome to the gang. Let's hit save. And let's design you while we wait for a little bit more battleship technology to come in. So I'm going to click on through and I'll see you briefly. All right, another brief check-in. We are going to build a max port size, dock size, Madman Dan 2. It's got the same turret arcs in the back. It's not heavily armored. It's a little bit overgunned. Originally, the AI wanted us to go up to 15-inch guns, but they're way heavier. And remember, we can go all the way to 17 if we ever had enough weight on that. But instead of going to 15-inch, if we look at the gun data, you can see that we're penetrating almost 16 inches of belt, and at 16 kilometers, we're getting like 10 inches of penetration. So that's pretty good. But if we go down a size, we go from quality like prototype to like well manufactured guns. And we actually have better belt penetration up close, equal range, and is the same penetration at distance, right? See, this is slightly, you can see these highlighted areas. These are where we're immune to our own fire. So like 13 to 15, and if we go down a gun size, it's 14. Like, basically, all of that to say that I think that with the 14-inch guns at this technology level, and the fact that we're going to have 12, like, would you rather go up 1 inch in size or have a whole other turret, right? That's basically the discussion that I had with myself here, which is if I went up to, like, let's say 17, like, insanity, like, this would be super overgunned. And I say that because, like, my armor isn't even close to being capable. So I have to assume that the Royal Navy and other navies, hopefully the ones we're up against are lower in tech, do not have the ability to withstand that. And we just have a bunch of 3-inch guns that I think can be used for AA in the future, but I'm not actually sure. A couple of torpedo tubes. I could take them off, but I really like to have them. At the very least, it gives you a torpedo range, which you don't get if you don't have any, and that helps you understand if you're in torpedo range of others. So, all that said, the Madman Dan 2, lower rate of fire on these secondary guns, but that's fine. Let's go next, and some breakthroughs and torpedoes and other things. We actually just got our invasion range up as well. We can sell technology. I'm okay with that. We actually have really good technology for destroyers. And we can even kind of show that off. Destroyer, auto design, right? The double turrets, 4 inline turrets. But remember, we definitely use our destroyers in a role of rush in and get the rocks off. This bad boy here can go 33 and has the triple double mounts. We love that. That's amazing. The question is just, is it worth updating from our Mousemaster, which is 27 knots in the triple? So it's 4 more knots, right? Think about it. It's pretty insane. Though we didn't really get to use the Mousemasters. Then we have the hidden message, and that's 27 knots. So I've been in the 27 range for like all my life with some torpedoes. The idea of going up to 33 is exciting, but it's less critical than our other builds right now. So let's let the technology keep coming in. German government wants to sell us improved armor bracing. Yes, yes, yes. 2% on weight savings. We love some weight savings for armor. Let's rework the design. And I think that if we put this up to 12, we actually can get it now because of that 2% in weight savings. So it's it doesn't really leave us much extra weight if we do get like anti-aircraft guns and stuff that we want to throw on in the future. But that's fine. We're gonna I'm updating the design. Yeah. So it's going to take $600 to add that extra inch of belt using that new German technology. Raise armament. Excellent. Safety of our nation. Yeah. Heavier than air. Oh my god. Seaplane bases. Yo, we can build seaplane bases. We got heavier than air. Oh, okay. So first, Madman Dan. We could build the original, but by far, it's going to cost us all of our money to build it, basically. It's going to be quite expensive. We have a couple of the Thread Pacifist ships coming in. We like the idea of getting some new destroyers, but specifically, I need to look here, and we need to think about what are the fortifications. Because I don't know what the fortifications are here. See how we have all these airship bases, which are nice, and all these batteries, but all of them are in places that that aren't our new colonies, and that's been a huge oversight for us. So let's look at the map. You need build a fortification. Honestly, they should probably all be 12-inch guns, but that's going to be expensive. So instead, let's start with a 6-inch gun in Annam. Let's start with, build a fortification. Now, what's the other name? Oh, Polynesia needs a 6-inch gun. Build a fortification. Djibouti needs a 6-inch gun. And again, we want to go for like 12 inches and better in the future. But right now, we just need like some basic defenses. Madagascar. And then in Annam, I also want an air base. And that is the thing. So Da Nang. I want it at the northern location. Not Da Nang. Yeah. We're going to get an air base there in Da Nang. And we're going to start getting some stuff. So that's really good. And then Annam, actually, you know what? Why don't you get a second coastal battery? So we're doing a huge spend on our coastal defenses. And we're getting a big spend on our battleships. And target designator, yes please. Gradual improvement. Superimposed B turrets. You know what that means, right? Oh my god. So we go to the design screen and we open up our, oh god, Madman Dan 2. Right? This forward centerline turret can be removed, and we can add a forward superimposed. Do you see this? Do you see this? Now to fit it, we need to either give up on some ammo, which is pretty fine. And this is like a retrofit. Are we able to? Cannot do this. Oh my god. So we can design a whole new ship basically just with the front mounted turrets. Now we don't have nearly enough cash to buy another boat. Because right now we are losing money. Yes, we're building all those coastal fortifications, but we need to refresh like our whole destroyer fleet, let alone our frickin' corvettes, which are just awful gun platforms. Just 2 4-inch guns, just for patrol, and you know how corvettes are. So let's keep rolling. But now we know that that's like a thing. British government, people are selling us tech really nicely here. Weight savings, airbase. Yo, I would love to buy your airship. So aircraft types, we have our flying boat, 1917. It's already 1917. Holy jeez, it's coming in quick. We should be. That's why that war was a world war, frickin' destroying France. Oh my lordy. Though they didn't lose that much to others. Right? They used to have some French colonies out here. Like, it's pretty chillin'. Anyways, you know what? This is probably where I'm going to end this episode. I have no idea because I've stitched so many together, but this was a nice little run of time here. How long this episode will be. But I've had a fantastic time, and I'm excited to push our tensions high again and show off some of this technology. Just really quickly before closing, if we look at our budget, we are still dead second. last. I wanted to say dead last, and then I was like dead second, but we're not in dead second because USA and Great Britain. Holy jeez. You see that, Cash? Instead, we're down with Italy's. But I still think we can punch above our weight class and fight Russia and Germany and France, all of them individually. But the reality is that we're actually allied with Great Britain. So, like, the problem for us is that now that we've had some success, we have a lot of places that we need to protect. Right? In the past, we've only had to fight over our home islands and Southeast Asia. Now we have to extend even further because we have Polynesia out here. Japanese Polynesia, not French Polynesia, of course. And then some beautiful Indian Ocean territories. Can we, like... I'd love to fight you. Yeah. Anyways, let's actually end this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.